People judge you and make decisions about you based on how you look. What is that trait about you that people don't expect from you? Well, for me, it's my pettiness. Everyone expects the Asian woman to be nice, giving, pleasant, and when something happens, even when you get screwed over, they expect you to just take the high road. Well, I don't like taking the high road. That's my least favorite road. I only take the high road when I don't have the option to fight. Maybe I'm not in a superior position. I don't really think I can win, or I'm occupied with something else. Especially if I was vulnerable, weak, and not in a good position, that person becomes my lifelong enemy. Think about what happens with most people. They win, they get smug, they got what they want, they keep moving on, they may even get an inflated sense of self. But that person, in my mind, is my lifelong enemy. Especially if they screwed me financially or they took advantage of me when I was vulnerable and weak, then they're going into my book. Actually, this is not the book. This one is too pretty, so I like to write down my good thoughts. But then I have a dark journal where those people's names end up. So I never forget it, not even 50 years down the road. Entertainment aside, why am I sharing this with you? Because you take the high road way too much and you give permission for people to take advantage of you. People test you, they try you, and if they think they can get away with it, or if they think that you're an easy prey to conquer, then they get powergasm, and it gives them more permission to use you as the leverage they can step on to achieve their goals, even if it just gives them the inflated sense of winning, ego boost. They're still stepping on you energetically to level themselves up. Competition and power games are mostly psychological warfares. That's why with awareness, you have to prevent the problem from getting out of control. And when one person gets away with using you for their power leverage, then you become a vessel, a resource, a usable and discardable tool for them to get what they want. Even if that's just feeling really good about themselves, as in pumping their ego, which is exactly why bullying happens. And also exactly why mobbing happens, because when people use you as a reason to attack, then they can bond with other people. Using you as the collateral damage, and this happens very frequently in patriarchy, this is how men bond with each other, by projecting misogyny. If you're watching my content, you know I have said it over and over again, why it is so difficult to raise good men in this environment. Because there is so much reward for men to project misogyny, which in turn creates this brotherhood situation. But women do this too. Women like to have this common enemy, and if you read any books on warfare and war strategy, having a common enemy is the way to have alliance with others. As all of you must have heard this concept, this is where war is peace comes from. So I'm ultra petty, and you should be too. Just be careful with how you're showcasing your pettiness. Also, being petty is not being stingy. I'm a very generous friend. When I have a friend, I trust that person and I like that person, I will give them things. I like to make that person's life convenient. I am like the provider that a lot of women are looking for in a man. To be honest, women are better providers than men, but that's a separate conversation. I'm happy to take my friends out. I'm happy to buy them drinks. I'm happy to give them opportunities and link them up with people. I'm happy to take them to a Broadway show or whatever tickets. I'm just a very giving person. Pettiness is not the same as being a scarce person. Here's how I'm petty. I bid my time. If I realize that somebody tried to screw me over, have done so, and I know this person has been a long-term antagonist, or they used their power, the opportunity to do something horrible to me, in that moment, if I lost, it means that I didn't have the right conditions. But a battle is lost, but it's not the end of the war. I am bidding my time until it is a right opportunity. I follow my enemies. I check up on them on social media once in a while. I look at their public information if I can figure out more information through other people. Yes, I have time to do this while I'm building my business, while I'm elevating myself. This is a side project I have going. And then I collect screenshots or anything interesting that I may be able to use later. And then I'm just bidding my time very quietly. They have no idea I'm looking at them, that I'm following them. I even know what their Amazon profiles are, or that I have figured out where they live. In some cases, when it's relevant, I figured out who their families are on social media. Now, petty doesn't mean illegal. I just want to gather as much information that's available without doing anything illegal. The more information you have on somebody, the more you can figure out. For example, if I know somebody's mom's social media and the mom is careless and she leaves it open, then I can go in there and find out a lot about that person. Because moms inevitably post about their children. Oh great, I get to find out their whereabouts. I get to find out a lot of personal information, which helps to resolve why somebody may have behaved the way they have. I figure out their Amazon profile tells me a lot about their psychographic. I look at the way they left Amazon reviews. Wow, this person is dour. Holy crap. This person has a shit character. Holy crap. All good information to know. But also when you collect data like this, that's public, but when you put it into one place, you see a lot of patterns. You get to figure out what this person's weakness is. So I see that somebody is quite uncomfortable with how they come across. Let's say I distill down the information. The best way to get back at them is humiliation. So how would I do something like this? I don't need to defame them necessarily, but I just need to make them feel like they're being defamed. For example, this YouTube video alone is bothering a lot of people if they have played me wrong. But most of you haven't done anything to me, so this is just good information. Maybe you're entertained. But there's some people out there who are feeling very uncomfortable right now if they were to be watching this video. I once had a client who poached my clients after I have helped them become successful. This is a woman supporting woman type of person, which I have said before in my videos. It doesn't exist, and the more a woman preaches women supporting women, you should beware of that person, because this person is selling toxic, patriarchal, capitalistic feminism. They only preach feminism to make money. It's not really their value system. They want to be the top dog. They see other women as resource, which is how patriarchal men view women. So this client made a whole lot of mess inside my community. She pursued some of my clients relentlessly and tried to convert them to her clients. It is very important for people who are doing their work in a coaching program to not be distracted. When you create laws or obstacles in capitalism to another person, that is the worst sign of disrespect. She also took my teaching and started business coaching. Now, she had no background in business coaching, sales, marketing, nothing. She had a very dead-end job, and I was her first and only coach when she started doing that, which means that she had to be taking my material to be business coaching. Well, the level of petty is that her licensing for her day job is public. So every year, I've been going to her yearly licensing renewal website and taking screenshots of how she still has her day job, because if she didn't have her day job, then she would need to continue to renew her license for 5 years. And then I turn that into a story, tell it like this, or I will insert it into my book. Now, if you have nothing to feel guilty about, there's nothing to feel guilty about. But when somebody knows what they've really done and they feel guilty, at the same time have a major ego issue, they're gonna get super triggered and dysregulated. That's how I get back at people, but that's not it. Depending on the degree and the situation and who I'm dealing with, telling the story with that person's name, if it's completely factual and all of it has been in record, they can't necessarily sue me for defamation. Do you know who does this level of petty really well? Taylor Swift. Every time someone screws her over, she puts them in a song, and that song makes millions. This is not the only way to be petty. There are many different ways to leverage the laws of power hierarchies and capitalism. You can snub somebody, block opportunities, ruin their reputation. If it's a minor offense, I just want them to feel bad. One time is not enough. For some people, I'm happy to trigger them over and over again and maybe finish it with one big blow. In this world, it does not pay off to be the good girl. Be the bad bitch. Two truths are true. Number one, if you're a high-risk individual, meaning that they're gonna get damaged in the process of trying to take advantage of you or picking on you, then they'll leave you alone. However, number two, the bigger your goals are, the more successful you are, the more money and power are at stake, the people and the games become more toxic. In the grand scheme of your potential, the games that you're playing right now are just foreplay. If you'd like to get started on this pathway, go down to the description below. See you in our coaching, see you in our community. Thanks for watching.